Awkward silent start to the podcast. Is it working? Like we're working. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh shit.
Intro.
Huh? Yeah, that's it. The silent intro, bro, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IGL podcast. The best way to spend your Tuesday, even though last time we did it on a Friday. Reaper, I'm going to start with you. How have you been the last many days?
4 days? Yeah, not too bad, man.
Probably
Too
maths. I don't know.
Yeah, not too bad. Been just chilling.
Just chilling. That's it?
Yeah.
Not doing anything?
Yeah.
You didn't go like an event or anything, did you?
No.
Cookie, what have you been up to, man?
No, not much. Just fucking around at home.
Oh, really? Nothing else?
DreamHack.
Oh, dude! We didn't preface that in the last podcast. Tell me more about this dream hack.
Well, I mean,
Wait, stop. Sorry,
I would
Cookie,
assume
stop.
knows what DreamHack is.
Cookie, stop, bro. How many more monsters did you get? Real questions first.
Over the other 2 days, I got 5.
Only 5?
Yeah, so I got 3 on the Saturday, and then Sunday finished early, so I only got the 2 on the Sunday.
Rookie numbers.
Also,
That's fine.
I have fucking garlic sauce on my Pepsi Max, and it looks so bad.
It's the only way to have. Do you get a kebab?
No.
Oh, what'd you get? See, same diff, man. If you don't have garlic sauce on the, if you don't have garlic sauce on the pep, bro.
Extra meat,
Yeah,
cheese,
yeah.
waffle fries.
You need garlic sauce on the Pepsi. You know you really got into it then.
It was also because I think the extra meat made it like not close properly.
Nah.
Waffle
So this-
fries.
Waffle fries, man, they're fucking amazing.
You never have waffle fries, bro?
My kebab shops don't fucking sell them with waffle.
Man,
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have.
We can choose waffle fry, potato gems.
Wow,
Yeah,
what?
On though.
Yeah, they
I
leveled up.
wanna try that one though. That's definitely on the list.
They leveled the snack pack up. Damn, bro, that's hard.
The waffle fries go hard because like the sauce and the cheese just fucking melt over it. Oh,
I can imagine it's good with the potato gems. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. Is this an esport podcast?
Extra more though. Sort of.
This is a podcast at all.
Food.
Yeah, it's true. Food is important. Food is important. What else did you go to in DreamHack?
So I was in a lot of draws, didn't win any.
You did.
Oh, actually,
yeah.
true. I won. Okay, to put in perspective, I'm 6'2". Benny knows how tall I am.
He's a big boy.
Arms. It's longer than my arm.
Snapping your neck right now, Bella.
Yeah, and still past my arm. It's fucking massive. But it is clean. It even glows. It's a chroma. It lights up.
Damn.
So, but I mean, technically that wasn't a draw. It was a spinny wheel. But can't complain too much. Outside that, esports are dope. The LOL on the Saturday, the All Stars, quotation marks of All Stars for the LCO, which is the Oceanic League of Legends. I quotate All Stars because the 2 best teams didn't have any players in the All Stars because they were playing the game after. So they had a show match between TSM Challengers, which I'm sure you boys know of TSM at least.
I'm looking at you. I know who it is. So
There was like no expression at all.
Just keep moving.
Who they had 2 people that actually played at Worlds, so you guys wouldn't know them. It's Sven Skaren as well as Hornsa.
Correct. You were correct about that. I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about. Correct.
Hornsa is he's like one of the first gen League of Legends NA players that went to Worlds and performed really, really well. Sven Skaren's an EU player that was like second gen, I think, technically. And they were in the Challengers team, and they're like really, really well known and really, really good. They played the Challengers team that over and was really, really cool. The All-Star team got absolutely fucking swarmed, which is unfortunate, but as I say, quotation marks on All-Star. They were All-Star, and then there was like an All-Pro, which was it's like still as CDL has the Team 1 and Team 2. The All-Pro was like Team 1, and then the All-Star was Team 2, and you couldn't get anybody from the top 2 teams into the All-Star because they had to play after. So technically not the best team in Oz, but second game to put up a fight a little bit, but then it was a pretty handy 2-0. They got absolutely smoked in the first one. But the grand final was good. 3-1 Chiefs beat Team Bliss. Team Bliss jerseys look dope. I'm going to get one soon. Looks fucking sick. And and then that goes into MSI that starts tonight as well. Big mid-season invitational tournament. That's what the MSI stands for. All the best teams in the world play. But then on Sunday was CSGO Grand Finals and semis. Aussies ended up losing in the semis to Bad News Eagles. It was a best of 3, went third map, went overtime.
Oh, wow.
Fell short, arguably probably choked. They were up 15-9, 15-10 in the last map and ended up getting to overtime and losing, which is unfortunate, but they definitely put up a good fight. They weren't really tipped to go as deep and put as much of a challenge up that they did. They ended up actually knocking down the number 1 seed of the tournament into the lower bracket, Complexity, who ended up losing. Also, I don't think they made Sunday, actually. They lost on Saturday. But Movistar Riders ended up taking it out, all up. They're a Spanish team. They ended up beating Bad News Eagles in the final. Bad News Eagles are Kosovo. I think it's the country, Kosovo. It's a country near Russia.
Sure. Yeah, sure it is. Yeah, 100%.
They're mainly from that country. The coach is Swedish, Devilwalk, who actually has won a major on Fnatic. Really, really well-known CSGO old school player. Now coaches him. But no, the crowd was lit. Crowd was fucking fantastic. I know we did talk actually a week or two ago. It would have been a bit longer than that. It would have been Major 3, just after Major 3, about crowd interference a little bit with like bomb plants and all that. I will say, being in the crowd, you can understand why people get caught up in it. I think, Reep, you mentioned that being in the crowd, you've got all the hype, you've got all the adrenaline running through you, being just seeing everything live, that you get caught up in the moment. I think it was you that mentioned that anyway.
Yeah.
When we're talking about it. And I can definitely see how it happens. There was a group of guys around me that were definitely getting caught up in the moment, and I don't know if it was maybe more so because we were looked at it underdogs as well a little bit, that they were doing it. But the crowd, other than that, the crowd was fantastic. There was fucking cheers going off to players as soon as their headphones went down, just like typical Aussie banner sort of thing. It was fantastic. It was great. And really hope they come back. Fuck, it was packed though. Friday I thought it was going to be dead. Fucking packed. Saturday and Sunday were even more packed. You could barely move without bumping into people in the like centerpiece is what the place is called. It's a giant fucking hall in the middle of Rod Laver. Absolutely packed, shoulder to shoulder the entire way. So I can't see them not coming back again, because I reckon they would have got over 6 figures amount of people walk through the front gate. They reckon by Saturday after lunch, so about 1 o'clock, I was walking behind a couple of the big head honchos from DreamHack, and they were talking about on the Saturday itself, they'd already had more than 15,000 people walk through the gates within 2 hours of the gates opening.
Holy shit.
So,
Big event, bro. Holy shit.
So, assuming they got to come back, because although there wasn't like a ton of people maybe watching the esports all at once, everything, it was packed the entirety, because it was more than just esports. There's other stuff going on as well. So, and so that I haven't really been doing much.
So you said outside of esports,
Mhm.
what do you dive into it for someone that's never been? Like, what's there? What else is there?
So there was, so you had in Margaret Court Arena, you had 2 sides of so it's a tennis court. And if anybody that doesn't know about the tennis park, that maybe not be Australian that's watching, you've got Margaret Court Arena and Rod Laver Arena were the 2 tennis courts. They're tennis courts. Aussie Open gets played there. And they'd split it down the middle. They had 4 stages. 2 were at Margaret Court, 2 were at Rod Laver, and they had different things. So in Rod Laver Arena, you had the BYOC, bring your own computer, mainstay of DreamHack, no matter where DreamHack is. You've always got your big BYOC. And they had tournaments in there where you could only play if you were part of the BYOC community. They had some cameras in that watching that, and it looked packed as well. Like, half the fucking Rod Laver Court Arena was just tables and computers and people playing games in this as well.
What a bunch of nerds, am I right, bro?
I know, who'd ever do that. I definitely ain't doing it next time, I swear. The other part of that was called a main stage, where they had DJs the entire time going. So there was a dance floor with DJs going the entire time, and it was always packed as well. Then you also had the Margaret Court Arena. One side was where the League of Legends was played on the Saturday, but on the Friday and the Sunday they had what they call panels. So people would go up, they'd talk about all different things, and then on the other side of that you had the CS:GO tournament as well. And that's just the arenas. You also then had the centerpiece, which is this big hall at the tennis courts, and in that you had the not the Street Fighter, but like the fighting game tournaments. Couch Warriors was the company running that. You had booths, you had tabletop stuff. So if you wanted to play like fucking Magic the Gathering or anything like that, you could play that on tabletop. That's where the big monster stuff was. You had meet and greets, you had streamer stuff and that all in that as well. And you had like all these different panels where you could go and talk to all these different people. Like, there was a panel how to manage esports team and get the best productivity about that. There was also like how to build a community on Twitch and all that sort of stuff as well. They had all these different types of panels going the entire time as well.
All right. So, that's cool, man. That's really, really cool, actually. Like, honestly, that's a good...
I paid $120 for a 3-day ticket, and that sounds fucking worth it.
That's worth it, yeah.
My money back on the fucking mouse pad.
Mouse pad, actually, you probably did get your whole money back on the chip.
I mean, hey, that helps.
But, I'll give you that. I'll pay that.
And then, how did you get to spin the wheel?
Okay, so DreamHack. I'm not sure of any other DreamHack still because I've not been to any other DreamHack. Unfortunately, there is one coming up in Japan. Actually, that'd be fucking dope to go to. They do a DreamHack RPG. So you've got a map. You got a QR code that you scan originally. Opens a website for you where you got to log in. It uses your ticket number. And it goes all through your ticket number. And in it, you've got these places around. They're called quests, where you click on the map and it brings up your camera on your phone and then you scan a QR code, you get points. And then from the points, after a certain amount of points, so every 10 points, you'll get a spin on the wheel. And you collect points by going around the entire event, scanning these barcodes. Some of the barcodes you can only get scanned while doing certain things. So there was a 10.1, which would get you one free spin already. If you play a game of the archery war. So it was like, like paintball, but with bows and arrows. And like all the different stuff. I think it's kind of made to like get you to go around and do stuff. Because a lot of it is like you can't get these points unless you go either to watch the panel or anything like that. Like there was one for going to watch the LCO. There was one for going and watch a CS. There was one for playing CS2. All that sort of stuff. To get you to interact with all the other different things. Because let's be honest, us gamers, we're very close-minded. We stick to what we like.
Yeah, true. Okay, fair.
And then, but the other issue is you got to do it on the Friday. Tip for anybody that goes next time. Do it on the Friday because it's Saturday and Sunday. You're waiting in line for about 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a good tip. That's a solid tip, man. All you Melbourners out there, bro. All you fucking Melbourners out there. Now,
any non-Melbourners either that comes down.
People, oh yeah, well,
people from Coffs, they should come down to visit their friend in Melbourne.
Yeah, I mean this is true. But their friends in Coffs are fucking poor. Okay, yeah. So, you go with that too.
Place to stay.
Ramen doesn't pay for itself, Cookie. Okay, mortgage doesn't pay for itself either.
That's why you get holiday leave.
Yeah, I know. It's still. Some of us are getting married this year. We got a lot on our fucking plates, bro. Okay. When their friend in Melbourne could just go and come back to Melbourne, but I know, gross.
Yeah, but all the events happen here.
Yeah, I know, but like DreamHack and
PAX
and
Comic Con.
Yeah, and
Supernova
and
all the sports.
Alright, I'll give you the sports. I'll pay the sports.
All the sports. Union, basketball, AFL, rugby league, soccer. You want me to keep going?
Mate, Roosters in Melbourne are playing a game down in Melbourne. That'd be fantastic. I'll be down there for that game.
Hang on a second.
You
said every sport.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Because you still got the rugby that plays at Homebush. You've got fucking soccer.
The Union also plays it in Melbourne. They've got the Melbourne Rebels.
Yeah, but you said all sports play in fucking Melbourne, all the big ones. No,
boys.
The soccer Roos played at Homebush.
Look, I'm not meaning every single fucking game.
Guys,
I watched the Socceroos play Vietnam down here.
Guys, I'd just like to interject that no CDL is played in Australia. So would you like to talk about CDL?
Yeah. We could just buy a team and then bring one over.
But you always say this, and I always tell you it's a horrible investment. horrible investment, bro.
As we said last time, esports in general is a horrible investment, but it doesn't stop people. That's also why multiple esports organizations are going bankrupt. Rest in peace, Copenhagen Flames, as of this morning.
Oh, yeah, that's sad. Well, on that note, I've actually dropped something in the chat, boys. Do you want to go have a look at that? Also, does anyone have that picture of the two teams that Tac Rab posted the other day? Anyone got that? Couldn't find it on Twitter. I couldn't find it. Anyway, let's just keep this moving. I have sent you guys a picture. I'm gonna throw it up on stream right now.
How much money do you have? $15.
Yep. So this is you have $15 to pick the perfect CDL map pool. Which maps are you picking, bro? Okay. So I had a little look at this before.
How many maps?
So 3 maps.
As many as you can with $15, bro.
Well, I can only get 3 maps.
Also, how the fuck is Embassy worth $5?
Is that the only good rocker map, bro? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. All right. Well, first of all, bro,
because it's not loading for me real well.
The number 1 fucking maps.
Also, how the fuck is El Asilo $3? The fuck is this? Also, Piccadilly was goated.
Also, Ramaza, bro. Yeah, Piccadilly. I'm putting Piccadilly is already in my list of maps to pick.
Yeah,
Just it's a good search map.
I've got mine. I think. It's
Right.
only gonna be 3 maps.
So I'm gonna go raid.
How many maps we got? 3?
We go 3. Hold up.
Because 3 for $15 is pretty easy. We'll say 5.
Mine. Oh no! Don't do that.
Well, because 3 for $15 is easy. You can pick it every $5 map. Whereas 5 for $15 is a little bit harder.
They're dog shit. Half of them.
I agree, but it's not the point here.
Dog shit.
They're dog shit. All right. I'm gonna go raid. So that's my $5. Okay. I'm then gonna go bocage. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do. How about we do 1 from every tier?
Okay. All right. I can deal with that. If you want to do that, we can do that.
Actually, when you look at it, that's 5 for $15.
This is the easiest list. Then, have you ready? It goes raid, Moscow, Bocage. So
Bosco. Let's go, Bosco. Bosco town.
I was still reading Moscow. Okay. Bocage. All right. That's Hackney. And I'm going to go Piccadilly, probably. I want to pick Checkmate, but I'm going to go... Oh, you know what? I'll pick Checkmate, actually. I'll pick Checkmate just because it can be used for pretty much all the modes.
That's fair.
Well, if you don't mind, Cook.
Go for it.
Well, it's got to be Raid out of those 3 for me.
Bro, this is no contest. Gunrunner's like okay, but it's a no contest.
But this is where I go, instead of Moscow, I will go Tuscan.
Okay.
I love playing Tuscan.
I prefer Moscow every day of the week, bro.
Tuscan, I think, feels better because there's no other good map in...
Yeah, it was the best map there.
Good point.
I didn't mind Ramaza.
No.
When I was playing, I didn't mind Ramaza, especially for Hardpoint.
I'd rather play Moscow, okay? It's a map I invented, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree Ramas is better than LC.
Then I would go Hackney. And
Did you say for the $2 one, Benny? Did you say Hackney as well?
Yeah, Hackney for sure, yeah. Right. I like Miami, but I'll pick Hackney. Probably better.
I'm going to throw something else out there. I personally like it. I'm going for Fortress.
Yeah.
I'm starting to love it in ranked play for hardpoint.
Do you know why? Because you don't have to play it on control anymore.
Yeah, legit. As soon as I fucked off with the control, I'm happy.
Yeah, I 100% agree on the fact that Fortress isn't a bad map. Control Fortress is a horrible map.
I don't think Fortress is a good map at all, bro. To be honest, I really don't.
The search is good, but the hardpoint
I just like flying through the map. I actually now just go when I've changed, because I've changed now from AR to SMG. I have so much more fun just literally roaming around the map.
The only reason I like Fortress is because I get to pull a P90 out ranked.
I mean, you can do that on most maps.
Alright, now do I go Cook?
Alright, so...
He's going to pick Embassy. He's a big Embassy guy, this guy.
I think we're all pretty unanimous in Raid.
He's picking any other map, right?
Amazing map. I love Raid. I'm torn for the $4 one because Moscow Control shits on Tuscan Control.
Don't say. Don't say.
Tuscan Hardpoint.
Oh, bro.
And the search is pretty 50-50 for me. But I'm probably going to lean towards Moscow a little bit.
Moscow search underrated, bro. Moscow search underrated. Really make plays on that. Search and destroy. It's underrated. Better than Tuscan search. Don't fucking talk about that one bomb game, bro.
Tuscan felt better than what it was because it was the best map in Vanguard. Where Moscow, there was still better maps in Cold War.
Name one.
$3
Apart from name a base one.
Raid.
Name a base one.
I never said base. I just said there was better maps in the game. Raid and Express were both better than Moscow.
Express is not. I don't think Express is actually that good in Cold War.
I preferred the search to Moscow search.
Girls.
What did you just say?
Girls. Settle down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Fight over sport again, I dare you.
I'm like, huh? What? It was girls in Moscow? I mean, there's someone in Russia. Anyway, Ramaza for $3. I thoroughly enjoyed Ramaza.
You're both tripping so hard.
Hardpoint was fucking wicked.
Tripping. You're both tripping hard, man.
For the $2, I'm actually going to pick Miami. I thought Miami Hardpoint was underrated.
Miami never played Hardpoint, bro. There's only
Not for
six.
competitive, 100%.
Oh, okay, we're just picking. It's CDL map also.
Yeah, I also didn't like Hackney very much. It was probably like the best combined mode in Modern Warfare 29, but it's not really saying much for the fucking game. And then for the $1, I'm going to pick Checkmate. And the bottom 3, Checkmate was the most kind of balanced down to the 3.
Love Piccadilly though.
Can I ask you a very fucked up question though?
Who, me?
Both of you.
Go for it.
We all know that Gav was the worst map on Vanguard.
Probably maybe the worst map ever, yeah. Oh, actually, no. Gav's okay.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say worst map ever.
Can I ask, did you guys hate it purely for the control?
I hated the visibility on it, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't mind it if we were playing hardpoint on it.
Once you tweaked some settings, like you could tweak the same as what you can do now. You can tweak like the colorblind settings. Certain colorblind settings actually didn't make it too bad, and made it a lot better.
I didn't mind it for hardpoint. I hated the control because it was literally the 2 points, and one of the points were dog shit.
Yeah, it was almost impossible. I definitely agree where the map itself wasn't bad. The visibility, as you said, Ben, was horrible, and then mixed with the fucking crow's nest on that boat shitted me off. Because you got someone up there, it was so hard to fucking pull people off that. Mixed in with cunts on your own team just sitting up there and then not actually helping. Made it frustrating as well. It was an annoying spot. And then mixed with just the fucking breakable shit was pain in the ass.
The breakables, I almost forgot about breakable walls, bro. I was this close, Cookie. Thanks for reminding me.
Are you taking a dig at me, Cookie, by hiding in?
No, I mean, like...
crows every fucking time? You
would still jump down every now and then to help. Like, if we needed you to help with something, you would still jump down. But when we would play and it wasn't all 4 of us, if we'd get it, there was always some fucker that would just sit up. It was always the random on our team would just sit up there and not do anything.
The thing that pissed me off about the crow's nest was when we spawn when the towers, the red tower.
Yep.
As soon as you spawn there, they've got a heady. You can't get them off that fucking heady. They'll just beam you every time. Yeah. You lose like 5 to 10 lives off that every time.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
All right, boys. Anyway. All right, let's move on. Anyway, we got a tier list to get into. Hey, boys.
Boys.
It's getting exciting.
One team in the game.
Yeah, LA Thieves. We'll be ranking them adequately. You're right, correct. Alrighty. Okay. I think it's a good time. We're approaching the tail end of the season. I think it's a good time to start get a tier list together. You know what I mean? So, boys, which team would you like to start talking about?
Do we want to go down to up or up to down?
I don't care. Just pick a team.
I think that made sense.
A fucking team. We should do Ultra first because they're hiding off the screen, I reckon.
Yep. All right.
Yeah,
No worries.
no, that's fair.
All right, where are we? It's interesting because where are we going to rank this team, man? They've looked so good. Obviously, they've won a major, right? This is not final. Just calm down. It's not final, okay? Where are we going to put this team in the tier ranking here, man?
Now, really quickly with them because they started. So major four. I know we got to do recency bias. Definitely comes into it a little bit. I think we all got to agree on that, right? You got to definitely go off a little bit of recency bias.
Not when it
Now,
comes to
they
thieves, baby. They're the goats.
Yeah, you're right. We can go off early season where they did not that great. Um, I think B is probably pretty solid. I think they're top of B, but they did start in the lower bracket, and then they lost to, was it Optic? No, they lost to FaZe in round 3, elimination round 3. So what's that? Top 6. They got top 6. Top 6? Yeah. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, 5th or 6th. They got 5th or 6th. In the last major, I think B's pretty solid. Upper B though, definitely upper B. I don't know if we're gonna like break it down to higher B, lower B, or anything like that, or if we just put them in the tiers.
Ray, what are you thinking, bro?
If we're gonna do it that way, that Cookie just said, if we're breaking them up into tiers as well, I would put them probably top of B.
Mm.
I don't look at this point of time. There's not a lot of A or S teams going. I think personally, we'll get to it, but I think there's not going to be a lot up there.
No, I tend to agree. I think maybe 2 S's max, and then maybe 2 A's max is what I can think.
I'm not saying to ruin the whole fucking thing, but I don't think there's going to be many.
I mean, the S part's pretty obvious. I think.
In my opinion, this team relies heavy on Kleenex and Scrappy. And Hixie will always do his job, right?
Yeah.
Trying to remember the other team. Like the other guy is so yes, Inside. Sorry, my bad. Fucking they're always going to do their work, right? All I'm trying to say is they're always going to do their work, right? But Kleenex is the guy who really needs to step up for this team, man. It's really scary when Kleenex is performing. Like Scrap is like he's got a top 5 control KD, top 5 EKI, which I guess you would expect. You know, he's been that fucking guy this year. Look, he's number 3 in the Slayer ratings. You know what I'm saying? He's nuts. Like he's
and
that good
as an AR.
But I think it speaks volumes about the other people in this team. You know what I mean? So I think if we see the other people step up, you know, especially Kleenex, we need to see a big fucking thing out of Kleenex. This could easily be an S tier team. I would actually say upper B. I'm going to leave them here, obviously, but I think upper B is even a bit low for them. I reckon they're low tier A. I think we're sleeping on them.
Consistency to be A.
Yeah, I think we're sleeping on them both a little bit.
Look, if we're going off what they are doing currently and how they have been before, the reason why I would put them as a B, top of B tier, is the inconsistency with half the team. Like I know Scraps will always perform, and
Scraps the only one that's really consistent in the team.
That's what makes me go, look, if they started all performing, yeah, exactly, they could be an S tier team. They showed in that one major, they showed that they are capable to be the best team in the game. But it's just that inconsistency. Like, was it major 3? They went fucking dog shit. Major 4, they come out. Major 3, they win it.
Yep.
Major 2, they were dog shit.
Major 1,
they had a team swap though. Like they like up. Yeah. They're capable of growing from their losses.
Don't get me wrong. Their ceiling would be scary as well. Like their ceiling is great. It's just the inconsistency of the team has made them a high B tier for me. I wouldn't put them a low A at the moment. They've got the capability to be S tier. Trust me.
I've got one last question on the Ultra for you boys. I've got my own opinion on this, but do we think we've seen the ceiling of Ultra with their win in Major 3?
No, I don't. I don't personally think so.
I think. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Rip, you're right.
I think Hixie has a lot more to show. Even though he played phenomenal, I think his ceiling is kind of scary what he can get to, and I think it showed that the team can play well together. but it didn't show that it was their like finish. Like they could go higher. I reckon they could go even better. I think they got to the point in that major that they were comfortably beating teams. They weren't pushing themselves a little bit.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think for me, Major 3, very similar to LAG sort of last year, in the way where it's like a lot of the stars align for him. Where you had Scrap playing his consistent best. Kleenex had his best event of the year considerably. Hixie felt at home, and then they had the fifth man of being against the crowd. The crowd was against them, and I think that really kind of egged them on a little bit.
I think,
Like you see the type of players that they've got, and I think they like to be that villain sort of style. So I think that really worked to their advantage, where kind of that with Kleenex playing out of his fucking mind. I honestly thought Kleenex deserved MVP. Because I think Scrap got MVP Major 3. And I thought Scrap's consistent, but I thought it was Kleenex that really put him over the line.
Yeah.
But everybody's got their own opinion on that one.
Yeah, I think it all depends on him, man. It all depends on Kleenex, 100% of the time. I'm hoping to see a big major out of those boys coming up to their major, their home major. Hopefully they get that man buff. But we'll see how it goes, man. I honestly, like, this team is not out, bro. They're definitely not out of the running by any stretch of the means, and they can turn up again. These guys can win fucking champs. Like, they're really good.
100%.
They're really good. They just got to show some consistency, I think.
Yeah, and if major last year was anything in golf, the Toronto major banged last year. Like, the crowd is phenomenal.
Yeah, correct. No, I am.
I'm expecting a good weekend.
So I'm keen for low A, but if you guys both want high B, then we'll leave them there.
I think high B after the most recent major.
We can change it around later.
We can play with it a little bit later anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the team I definitely want to start talking about now is Ravens, bro. How are you thinking about Ravens? S up here. S tier team. What do you think, Reaper? S tier?
Is there a tier above it?
Yeah, you're right. Double S tier, ultra tier,
Nah,
ultra S.
It should be like God tier. And
God
that's
tier.
them.
Yeah. Bro, no one's lost as many games as them, bro. All right, let's not even talk about it. We're straight to D tier with the old Ravens, unfortunately.
Not much I think needs to be said about these boys.
I don't think they can make it to champs. Honestly, like they can probably physically make it, but I don't think they can make it. I don't think there's even a chance, especially with all the bullshit going on. I'd love to see it. I love Scraps, man. I love Scraps. I love our team. I love the team generally, right? I love that team, but just don't see it for them, boys.
They just don't gel.
Correct.
That's it.
All right, let's talk about YSL. Now they come off a stellar major 4. They had a good. They had a good effort. The run was pretty easy, man. I'm not gonna lie. They had a pretty.
4.
Yeah, they had a pretty easy run to top 4.
So they beat Legion. They lost to they lost to Optic 3-0 Smokefest.
Yeah.
They beat Rocker 3-1.
Yeah.
And then they lose to FaZe 3-2 round 4, getting them top 4.
Yeah, like it's a pretty easy run, honestly, man. Like Legion didn't show up, and Rocker, bro. So, Reaper, how are you feeling about this team, bro?
I'm happy where they right
Right, me too. I'm super happy with that.
I don't think they're above Ultra.
Yeah.
But yet again, if they're playing at their top, they could be an A tier team. I don't think they could be an S tier like Ultra could, but I reckon they could be a high A tier team with good contention.
They can definitely take the high tier teams, those S tier teams, to the level. They can take it to the limit for sure.
Yes. But I just don't like. They started out great. They dipped hard. Like they just started playing not as good. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is they were pretty much relying on 2 players in their other majors a little bit too much. And yeah, I personally don't think, like I said it before, I think Priester was a great player at the start of the season. He still holds himself, but I think he's dropped off a lot. And I don't think as a full team, they're anything better than a BT for me.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I'm actually happy with that. I'm glad you guys agree with me on this one, to be honest. I was expecting to have a little...
I think for me, they're the most selfish team in the game. they more play for themselves rather than the team, and I think that's why they get smoked by Optic, and FaZe ends up beating them because they lose to teams that will completely and utterly outclass them in teamwork. And I think that really goes to show when they play like teams like Optic and Thieves absolutely smoke New York, and I think that's the main reason for it. Like, okay, Optic and Thieves both have incredible firepower, but their firepower still is better than New York, and then the teamwork is better than New York. The teams they beat, their firepower just outguns them. Like, you look at Legion, absolutely smoke them just purely from gun skill. Same as Rocker. Like, every matchup against those two teams, they just outslay 3 out of the 4 roles. So I think that's where New York excels, is just in the sheer firepower. But when they come up against the teams that are proper teams, is where they struggle. I think.
No, well said.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. It's weird when I see the Slayer rating, like Pred and Hydra are top 2, right? And they're some of the worst performing players on the team. Might go to show you the teamwork on those actual teams rather than the actual individual performances of those players, you know? Like, Hydra's hardpoint KD is a 1.18, bro. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts. It's literally nuts. But they're not showing those performances, you know?
Yeah, because like even you look at overall KD or adjusted KD, like overall KD Pred's at a 1.18, Hydra's at a 1.14. Like, that's great numbers.
Yeah, great numbers. But
that's about it.
yeah,
Really, it's not helping the team at all.
Yeah, they're not translating into wins. Well, not since the first major where they clearly had they clearly understood the game quicker than everybody else. You know what I mean? They just been playing. They were just playing, man. You know.
And I think for me the big one that's dropped off significantly. I know you mentioned Priest, who I definitely agree with as well. Priest has definitely dropped off a little bit, but I think that's because they've lost a little bit of that teamwork.
Yeah.
After Major 2, they've really gone down the just self-frag kind of route. Like Major 1, they did play as a team. You had everybody kind of working off each other, and they really excelled then.
Yeah.
But then since Major 2, they had that. Major 2, they got top 6. I think it was top 6, top 8.
Yeah.
They really dropped off from that. And Priest has had a fall from grace. Probably a little bit of a reaction, but he's definitely dropped off since then. And I think the other one that has is Kismet. Both those players.
I would say that Kismet is forced to play a role where he is more of a supporter than that dog in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was given the ability to kind of, I wouldn't say free roam, but kind of do the stuff that he has to do still.
Yeah.
But had a little bit of freedom as well.
Because look at Kismet, right? He's got he's top 5 in control ticks per round. He's a 2.7,
Yeah.
and he's I think I had another stat here. Hold up a second. Bear with me a moment, guys. He is top 5 in hill time as well. Over 10 minutes, he has 79. Oh, 79.5 I see here. But anyway, I digress. We've got different stats. It's fine. It's big, though. Per 10 minutes, bro. Per 10 minutes, that's big. That's big time.
Yeah, and that's as an SMG as well. That's not as an AR, like the 4 above him.
The 4 with him. That's nuts, yeah. Just big numbers out of Kismet, and this team isn't out of the running. This is definitely not out of the running team. No fucking way they could do it. They have the ceiling. They could get it done. But for right now, we need to see more out of this team. Alrighty, let's talk about. I'm just gonna pick one.
Florida. Let's get them out of the fucking way.
Alright, Florida for Mutineers, boys. Can they make a run?
They have upset potential.
There is a possibility.
Yeah.
But in saying that,
there is a possibility of getting absolutely smoke showed and out top
100%. So, I look, to me, I personally thought Havoc was their best player.
He had to step away, unfortunately.
He had to step himself away from personal reasons, which hasn't been told. So I hope
everything's on Twitter that it was like mental fatigue.
I hope everything's all right with him.
Yeah, the way Florida went this year and last year is very understandable.
Yeah, well, I hope everything's all right. But at this current stage, with their best player probably gone, I would have to put them high ND or above rate.
High D. All right, this is where we're at now. Cookie, what are you thinking?
I'd say low C.
Okay.
I think there's 2 teams below them. I think there's guys at the tippity bottom, the very bottom. You can say they're the deep end of C. Get it? Because their hashtag on
Fear
Twitter
the,
is
fear
Fear
the
the
deep.
Deep.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. I was all over that. Well done.
Fucking genius. Because they definitely, I'd say they have more upset potential than the two teams I'd put below them. They can upset the teams above them, whereas the other two teams, I'm thinking one of them can, but that wholly solely depends on one person popping off. Whereas Florida have the possibility of the like fellow on his sniper on Surge can be absolutely fucking filthy. Then you've got Capsule who can take over games, and Brack and I'm having a blank.
See, you say that they can't. They have the ability. They
Yeah.
haven't shown any of that ability.
They've
Maybe
shown glimpses.
a once off every now and then, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. It's
But-
not even to a point where it's even the slightest of consistent. It's
No,
not like
I 100% agree. That's why I'm saying that
So-
they have upset potential.
So you're saying that they're going to be on the low side of C, but the teams that I would see as a C team have showed glimpses of consistency to beat other teams and have a fight in there. I don't think that
See,
Florida.
that's what I'd say. B's is like middle of the pack possibility of upsetting the top
Nah,
teams.
like-
whereas C
Alright.
for me is just that.
Look at the two
lower
teams. Look at the
mid-tier.
two teams that we have in B. They have
Hmm.
potential to be A or S teams.
I'm with
Yeah,
Reap.
exactly.
Yeah. I'm super with Reap here, and I see what you're both saying, but in my opinion,
would not
man,
put 3 teams in D though.
I would put 3 teams in D.
I would
100%.
100%.
You really think that the Ravens, Florida, or LAG have a chance of even scraping
No.
top 8?
No, they're too inconsistent, bro.
Too
Yeah,
inconsistent, beyond
Every team
inconsistency.
that's going to be in C is going to be inconsistent as well. You're telling me Rocker, Seattle, Boston, Legion aren't all inconsistent?
I would say Boston, Legion, and maybe Minnesota have a better chance of taking the teams in the tier above them out.
Yes.
I'd say they're all just as inconsistent as each other. Just one team's got a lower floor.
But that makes them a D tier team, in my opinion, bro. Then something's not working about this Florida Mutineers team, bro. They took out a weakened Legion, bro, and that was it.
Weakened?
Mentally weakened.
Mentally weak. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't say they fucking got their
Mentally
arms
weak.
broken, bro, but they got their souls crushed. I guarantee it, man. I reckon they can't expect to come out with a fire, and they flopped hard. But anyway, let's just talk about the other low tier team. Then fuck it. I'm cool to leave them there, so we can discuss it later if you guys want. But I'm happy to leave them there for the moment.
Yeah, we can move shit.
Yeah,
We can
I
move
reckon
shit
they're
at the
top
end.
D. I reckon they're the top of the barrel.
Put that LOG right back down to D. No point going past it.
Where are they going?
I reckon just above.
Middle.
Just above.
I'm with
Yeah.
that, man. I'm with that. So, do you
Ravens.
reckon this is like? I'm not even going to talk about the team. Joe Deceive. Where does Joe Deceives land next year? Does he land in a higher team? Is he going back to Charles?
He doesn't deserve to go back to Charles, but I think he will end up back in Charles.
Unfortunately.
Unless one of the other bottom teams take a chance on him.
I don't think so.
Where's he going?
I think if this is a big if, but if Seattle changed their team a bit, saying Pred and Sib are on extended they're optional to stay at the team next year. If they both
actually.
get bigger bites at different teams and they do take them because they're not happy at Seattle, I think Seattle gives them a go.
Yeah.
I think even like say the Boston Breach at the moment, they're not happy with their team. I think a team that is not happy with their full team sees potentially in Joe Deceives as he is carrying one team at the moment.
I don't think Breach would make a play for him because the style of player that he is, he would have to replace Cramp.
I'm just saying, like, if people are not gelling it, like, I'm just saying, if teams are thinking about making a massive switch, I even say, for example, Legion, for example, if they want to make a full swap,
I could see him going to Legion. That's
you
fair.
go to Legion. I'm saying I don't think he's going to be in challenges. I think for his team, he's carrying the team. We can all agree that we thought it was going to be Arcides being the leader. He's not been performing this year. Exceed not doing too bad, but he's not doing great as well.
Inconsistent.
Assault, the same thing, but
Yeah.
everyone has, like we've been saying for every major so far, if the Gorillas are going to win a map, it's going to be because of Deceive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think prior to Major 3, and even like halfway through Stage 3, Exceed was the carry of this team, and then he's really dropped, and Joe Deceives has really taken over.
This is the thing.
Prior
He's
to
been
that, I
consistent
think
all
Joe
year.
Deceives was really prior to that, Joe was really good on hardpoint, but struggled tremendously on search.
He's been
And
showing
he's
glimpses.
Search.
He's been showing glimpses all year.
Yeah, and his control is fucking phenomenal. I think he's in the top 5 for control KD at the moment.
True, that's nuts for him for a bottom tier team.
No, sorry, scrap that. I wrong.
Scrapped.
Wrong
I'm gonna edit that one out. Don't worry.
But I would love to see him on another team, and I really do hope another team takes a chance on him.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there will be someone that bites. Someone will pick him up.
Next question then about LAG then. We were talking about him earlier. Arsenal, do we see him sticking on LAG for next year?
No.
No.
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Actually,
He might be contracted.
I can't say that because TACRAB pulled up the contracting thing.
Yeah, he might be contracted there.
He's got a two.
Speaking of which, I sent that doc to you, Benny, so we could have a chat about it later too. It's got all the contracts for the.
At the moment, I know for a fact it was a 2+1.
Yeah.
So he's there for 2 years. Only thing that could help him is I think they're disbanding or something.
Yes. So the Guard, who's the organization that runs LAG, both LAGs, the Overwatch League, and the CDO one, have gone into liquidation, and they are selling off everything, including like their Valorant team, all that. They're getting rid of everybody.
That can help him move to a better team.
It will also null and void all the contracts. Because the contracts were with LAG, and if another team then buys LAG and then rebrands everything, all contracts are null and void.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. So I'm interested to see where Arsenal lands next year. Maybe could we potentially see him running it back with FaZe?
Nah, wait. I love Arcedies. I've loved him from the Huntsman. I've loved him moving around. I personally think he's one of the best leaders in the game, leadership-wise. But we got to be realistic with it this year. Right now, as an AR, he's probably one of the bottom tier ARs in this game. He's been dropping 6.7s. He's been dropping low 7s. There's a few times that he drops like a 0.9, but majority of the time he's not been performing very well at all. Like,
I'll give you boys a hot take on Arcedies right here, right now.
So I personally think that he's gonna. I reckon he's gonna struggle to find a team next year.
I agree. I think he'll be on Optic next year, but not as a player, as a coach.
You reckon he's done?
I think if he doesn't get a offer, or the offer isn't something that he's willing to take, and I can definitely see him going back to the Optic because everybody knows, everybody in Optic absolutely loves him. They were really upset when he left. They didn't want him to go. But everybody understood it was FaZe that came calling. Why would you say no?
Well, shots he did for Scump. The Scump. Shots he did for Scump, bro.
Yeah, that's a difference. Put a little bit of dick sucking on the table on that one.
Hashtag green glory hole, bro.
Green wall. Green hole.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think through the off season, Optic, JP's been doing a wonderful job for him, but I think they will need someone behind him proper, and I think Arcedies would provide, as Reap said, great leadership for him. Has a very good COD mind. I think he'd be a fantastic coach for that Optic team.
I think it would too. Actually, I can see that's a good take. That's a hot take, but that's a fucking spicy one. I really like that take actually. All right, let's move on from LAG. We wasted too much time.
I really want to see Arcedy still in the league.
100%.
Whether it is the coach or on, even as a fucking endless stats. Dude is hilarious. Have you ever watched any of his streams? Fucker is hilarious. I love him.
Probably got positive vibes. He's got those good vibes, mate. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about these upper echelon teams, man. Let's talk about Optic Gaming. Optic Texas. Come on, shit. You know. Let's be real with ourselves. Top 2 team of the major, maybe in the game right now.
Yeah.
Interested to see how they go off their second place. How their vibes are and how they go, and I'm sure they got the mental for it.
They'll get top 12.
What?
You reckon they'll get top 12 with your positivity on this team and their mental?
Yeah, well, I thought they were an SG team, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're one of the two ST teams.
I think there's two SG teams, and they're definitely one of them.
100%. And I can't wait to see this rivalry go for the rest of the year, man.
I personally see another grand final like it was in Major 4.
Look,
I can see Major 5 and Champs being the two S tier teams. I don't think anybody catches them currently.
Well, FaZe have a massive mental block on Optic every time they've versed them. I think there was a stat actually pulled up. No,
9-1.
I think there was a stat that pulled up. There was 9-1, and I think it was 30 and 14 maps lost. So, sorry,
not even fucking close.
For Optic, it was 30 maps won, 14 lost.
Yeah, that's fucking.
So it's been like 3 1s, 3 2s. Sorry, 3 1s.
Which I didn't actually know about between the two of them. Sorry to cut you off, Reap. Just while I'm thinking about it real quick. Optic gave FaZe their first 3-0 of the season in the loser bracket final. That was their first 3-0 of the entire season. Didn't know that.
It's good. It's a good show by Optic, man. They're putting on a good fucking show. I think
on LAN, I should say. Sorry, first 3-0 on LAN because I think pretty sure because Seattle fucking bodied them in the online 3-0.
And I think Optic have as well online.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first 3-0 on LAN.
I think it's ever first 3 on LAN ever.
Ever.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the first 3 on LAN ever. If I'm not, I might be mistaken. That might be a bad stat, but
you could be right because I know Vanguard, the main team they would lose to on LAN, especially in upper bracket, was Seattle, and it was always like game 5.
Yeah. Now I think this team needs to work on Mikado. Definitely their holds on Mikado, man. I think that's a big thing for Optic.
Yeah.
And
once they get on a roll, then Mikado's scary.
Once they're on a roll, they're fucking scary.
Yeah, but we're talking about the other team we're talking about against them is the Thieves.
If I was being honest about it, I think that their main map to focus on, control and search, would be LS Elo. I think that if they work on those game modes on that map, because such teams as, say, FaZe and LA Thieves, they will dominate them LS Elo control, as well as LS Elo search and destroy.
And I think they've got a bad matchup against Surge as well, because Surge will auto ban every single time Mikado, search and hardpoint. So there goes one of their best maps for both those modes.
Exactly. So I don't think
they match up on LS Elo, and Surge is pretty decent at LS Elo. So there is teams that will give them a bad matchup due to that. So they definitely need to look at expanding.
I don't think like we said, Mikado. When they get rolling, and it's a very hard team to beat when they get rolling. Like I think their map count was for leading up to Major 4. I think it was like 8-0 or 10, like 9-0.
9-0 they were on
Mikado?
So
during Major 4, just exclusively, they were 5-1 on Mikado.
So, bro, to be fair, and the only team that they lost to was the champions of fucking the champs of Major 4.
I agree.
I
don't think Mikado is their worst thing. I think they're just something you need to work on. I think they've got the 3 things they need to work on for the Optic team is Mikado, their holds on Mikado, control. They need to work on all control, full stop, across the board, man. Yeah. Especially because there's 2 in a best of 7, or it was going to be 2 in a best of 9 in champs as well. I guarantee it, right? And my final thing for them is, man, they need to work on getting better at Embassy. They've been auto banning Embassy all year, man. They need to get better at it. 100%.
So I'm gonna kind of go on what you said.
I'm just saying though, that fucking collat on Embassy that dashing was pretty fucking sexy.
Yeah, agreed, man. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's
dog shit
awesome.
at the map.
I mean, it would have been hard to miss it, but
I'm more talking about their hardpoint Embassy. They veto it. It's auto veto for them, bro.
I agree with your Embassy point, Benny, but I disagree with your Mikado point a little bit. For me, I think the one thing that they got to do is maybe scrap Mikado. They're already good at it to a degree. The only team that they lose to is Thieves, which is fine. What they need to do is maybe focus on their other maps in the rotation, open up their map pool a little bit, because they know the teams that don't just have an auto ban map like Surge, like other teams. Sorry, not like Surge, because Surge have got the auto bans, but other teams that are like Boston, Minnesota. Okay, they might not match up too well against Optic, but then maybe down the track they'll get better at these other maps while Texas is still basing around Mikado, where these teams are just going to auto ban Mikado, right? You're not going to pick Mikado into Optic unless you're Thieves. So what they need to do is maybe start looking at other maps in the rotation.
Look.
Hydro. Get a little bit better at Hydro.
Oh,
You've already got fucking Dolphin on your team.
I would take
Up to scratch.
I'll take your word for it, Cookie. But at the same time, they're only 7th in hold percentage on Mikado. They're 7th, which is a really it's a bad stat, right?
I think they're first
It's
as well in
5-1 for hardpoint.
I think they're first. They're first in breaking points.
Yeah, they're number
Mikado.
1 in breaking on Mikado.
Yeah,
they don't get there, but they'll break the fucking map.
The thing is, though,
the points. Sorry.
when we're talking about the top tier teams, bro, there's they need to do some work on just Mikado itself. Mikado and Embassy, I'm just saying, they just need to do work on those maps.
Embassy.
Like, they got broken on P2 and P3 by Thieves instantly, straight away. Like, it's not good.
You really shouldn't be getting broken. Even P3, P2, 3, 4.
No, three. You can get broken because you can hit it 3 different ways.
Yeah.
So P3 you can be broken. P2 is you shouldn't be broken. P4 you shouldn't be
P3
broken.
you shouldn't you shouldn't be broken when you're Optic with the fuckers you've got on the team snatching the way they do.
P2, P4, and I think it's P.
P4 can be broken, man. You just get mixy in that hill. If you can flood one side real hard, you get mixy.
4 can be broken.
No, sorry,
Wait.
6 because it's 7. There's 7 points.
Yeah, sorry.
6,
4
6,
is
4, and 2.
4 is outside 10. No.
Four's-
So 4 is top floor of building.
No, it's barbershop.
Yeah, barbershop. Yeah, barbershop. Barbershop can definitely get broken because it's like trophies can only stop a certain amount of nades. You just fucking bombard that shit with nades. 2, you shouldn't be breaking because that's bottom of the house.
You can hold that down.
3, tin is one of the harder ones to break. I'm not saying it's impossible, but harder. 4, barbershop definitely can break. 5, outside of tin's pretty easy to break.
Yeah.
And then 6, back top building should be unbreakable almost.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
see-
that. Paper walls, bro. You got paper walls on there.
So I disagree with you there, Cook, because P4 especially how you said it's very easy to break. If you watched the game against how Thieves broke it and then held it for a long period of time, if you set yourself up well for holding that point, it is actually extremely hard
That's
to break
an
it.
anomaly when it comes to defending.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
No other team can defend Barber like they can.
If you, that's what I'm saying though. If you actually set up correctly, it is very hard for you to break it.
I disagree because other teams are set up very similar to how Thieves are set up and get broken just as easy as what Optic did.
Thieves just the best, bro. Come on, let's just admit it. Thieves are the best.
I'm not saying that at all.
No, I'm not either.
But for me, an easy hold is something like P2 on Mikado, where
2 and 6,
you really
2 and
shouldn't.
6,
Like, it
2
should
and
be an
6.
easy 60 for you.
Yeah.
2 and 6, you shouldn't be breaking.
I mean,
No,
P7
100%.
shouldn't be breaking either, to be honest. Like, P7 can be locked the fuck down.
If you've got the right rotation,
it's just
the right spawns.
If Optic gets better at those 2 maps, though, we could see a really deadly Optic and Control. Obviously, the Control's so fucking fit. Anyway, I want to move on from Optic. I think we've been talking about it for long enough time now. Good team though. Fucking obviously S tier easily. Yeah, we could talk about it. We could talk about it for another hour. Honestly, all right. Let's talk about Minnesota Rocker. All right, where do we think they land?
Middle of C.
Yeah, I'm thinking C as well. What do you think of Red
Maybe high C.
Nah, I can put it. Well, put them. You've got to put them as high C at the moment, but they're a C tier team.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that they're moving in the right direction. Like, they showed some promising signs. I know they had a bit of an easier run. Their next major is a bit more easier, so maybe it gives them a bit more confidence.
I mean, they beat Surge in the lower bracket. That's a fair.
Yeah, but it's Surge at the moment, man. Like, fucking Pred got on the first flight out of the fucking place. Come on, bro.
Yeah, the vibes are not high.
He's back in Oz like the next day. Like, fuck me.
Can't blame him though.
Yeah.
So Look,
I'd want to be here too, to be honest.
at the moment, I'll put them mid C, but we can't really move them into
They're
mid C.
above all those teams in D by far. In my opinion,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
better than all
Oh,
those
yeah,
teams
fuck
in
yeah.
D.
Yeah.
I think they're above one of the teams that we haven't placed as well.
Interesting. That's an interesting take.
Personally, just because.
Well, we'll get to it. I know who you're talking about. I think, and
Yeah.
we'll get to it because I think I agree with you. Unfortunately,
I think Rocker currently they're in a low. They're not firing how they should be. I know they've just had a roster change as well. You've got a challenger coming in who's never really played in
Looking
CDL
good.
price.
Looking really good too.
He's doing everything he needs to do. So big up fame. And man is a fucking giant. But I think Rocker definitely have out of the C and D tier, Rocket definitely have the highest upset potential to the point where I'd almost not call it upset potential because you look at the people on the team, they should be up against his boys in B, if not up against his boys in A.
Are they top 8 bound?
As much as I want to see Vegas in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they
so
are.
too. Unfortunately, and as much as I want to see Clay make it this year to champs, I don't think we see it. Yeah.
No, I think Vegas dropped down to 9th, and I do think Rocker will get above them.
I'd say they're in 9th now, actually, Vegas.
they are.
Are
They are in 9th. Yeah.
But I just want to see some big things out of these people. I'd love the players on the team.
Standings itself, are they?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
they
sure. Yeah.
They're 20 points behind them at the moment now.
Yeah, true. Because Rocker made a little tiny run.
They made a tiny run, but the
Oh, yeah, true.
Las Vegas.
The other
love
thing
that.
that works
Yeah,
in Rocker's favour is they've got another home series this weekend.
Yeah, they got another home series. That's what I'm thinking. If they can, I don't know who they versing this weekend.
Florida?
Oh.
No, Ravens.
Ravens and
No. Huh?
Boston?
Breach?
because they got an easy run. This is an easy major
They're
for them,
playing
bro.
2 games on the same day?
Yeah, that's what happened the last time with the land. They did back to back. Yeah,
So they play Ravens and Breach.
yeah, true.
I think Breach Rocky game actually should be a pretty good game.
Should be a good game. But yeah, no, this is definitely the right tier for this team. Let's move on. Well, since we're talking about Boston, let's move them here, man. Where do we think Boston lands at the moment, man? They just had another roster change. Vivid's come into the team.
Makes it so hard after the roster
Yeah.
change. I think the roster change is good for them. I think I'd put them low B.
Okay.
I think they're better with Vivid than what they would be with Nero, just because the style of the SMGs complement each other more with Vivid than it does with Nero.
I disagree with you. I think Nero has been one of their best players all year, and I don't see this team being as good without him in the team.
Do you want me to tell you why I think they complement each
No,
other?
no. I think you went over it last week, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like Vivid's a good player, man, and he's going to do the dirty work, right? He's going to do the dirty work. But I think if they just pushed with Nero and Kremp more, they would have eventually sorted it out themselves. Not to be the best team in the game.
Selfless AR, that's the only thing for him.
Yeah, I think it's more. They're more of the question: is Awakening really the player he was in Modern Warfare in Cold War? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
he
personally.
is. I think he just doesn't have the same team around him as good of a team around him.
It's, yeah, up to agree to disagree. I just don't.
I'd like to see him back on the sub.
Reaper, throw you in there.
Look, I thought of them as being a top 4 team a while back. As of late, I think they're pushing the boundaries of being a bottom 8, on the bottom 8, like not bottom 8, but
Well, they are bottom 8, my guy. They're seventh.
I mean, like that's where I would put them. So I wouldn't put them on the same. Like I'll put them high C.
Cool.
I don't see them
Yeah.
anywhere near those 2 teams. They're a whole tier below those teams.
In my opinion, they're a C2 team.
They're a fighting team, but like you guys said, I think they're scrambling a little bit. They're trying to find a solution. I think they're trying too hard at the moment. I think they should have just let the team gel a little bit.
Yeah.
What I think they do like is that they keep Kremp in. Like they could have easily been like, no, we'll drop Kremp back. We had better results with Nero and Vivid as our SMGs. But they're like, no, you know what? We'll take a chance on Kremp still, which I enjoy. I quite like that. Is that they're keeping Kremp in and rotating the other ones out.
Well, no, to be fair, like this last major, Kremp was the major player there.
Yeah.
Kremp
Like,
has the highest KD in control, 1.3.
The thing that's frustrating for me is Beans has such a high ceiling, but he's kind of crashed and burned.
Yeah, we haven't seen it since Major 3.
The only player.
Have to remember, he is a rookie still, though, too.
Yeah, I get that, but like you've seen other rookies come into the game. I know it takes some plays longer than others, but some plays are starting to flourish. Where he's been there for what 2 series now?
2 majors,
I
yeah.
believe
This is
2
going to be
majors?
second major, yeah.
So like that's quite a few games to get started to get warmed up. Like you saw Fame that came in for Rocker doing a great job. You saw Cramp.
He's fit in S&D KD. I didn't know that.
saw
Fame's 1.2 KD.
You see Crimp come into the team doing a fantastic job. Like, hopefully he keeps it up. But like other fresh players that have come into teams have been doing very well with their team.
Yeah, I think for me, they're clicking on different mode. Sorry, they're not clicking on the same modes to be consistent. They're very. It's the biggest thing I think for us between the B and C teams to the A and S teams, 100% is just consistency. I think we'd all agree on that.
I agree with that, but I also would say that the difference is another major difference is they can play as a team.
Yeah.
I find that
also comes down to consistency to a degree as well. Like you're more consistent when you can play as a team.
I find that Boston at the moment are trying to just get themselves across the line, and they're not playing as a team as much as what they were. And when they were playing as a team, they were top 4 contenders in my books.
The other thing we do have to remember is the 2 teams they versed in the most recent major was Optic and Toronto.
Yeah. That's a good thing to remember.
In comparison to New York, who played Legion and then Rocker, like very, very big discrepancy in the level of competition that they versed.
Me and my recency bias. Cookie, you know what? Cookie? I'm gonna leave him in BTR. You sold me. You sold me on this. I'm gonna leave them exactly where they are. Reapy, you good with this?
Not at all, but if outnumbered, so
I'm outnumbered. I'm sold. I'm sold on the Boston Breach, bro. I'm sold here. All right, let's talk about Phase. All right, boys. Now
it's down D. Put them in D.
D tier. D tier Phase. All right.
Nothing needs to be said. They're D. They're shit. Let's go.
Worse than the Ravens.
Let's go.
Nah, but like for all seriousness, man, this team, top 3 contender, obviously.
All animals.
Yeah, absolute animals on land. Slasher looked good this major, man. There's no question about it, man. I think it was the rest. Sorry?
The hat.
It was the hat. It was the hat. Yeah.
He didn't have his hat on in the fucking online qualifiers. That's the issue.
It was too sick. This hat kept falling off, bro. It was Slasher and a Beezy show. This was the fucking every game they played was the Slasher and a Beezy show. I don't know where Simp was. Honestly, he has not been looking that good this year. Not to rule him out though, he's still a fucking high caliber.
I think that's what makes FaZe scary though. Is as soon as Sib starts showing up, fuck man, they're gonna be top team.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gelling as a team, and there's something wrong there. No. I can't put my finger on it personally. It just something doesn't feel right there. But I do see. I think I've seen on an Attack Rap video recently that FaZe has been grinding super hard with Simp and Abeezy being caught in a couple. What are Pro 8? 4s? Fucking 8s? They've been playing 8s, which is not like them at all, so they must be feeling something, you know what I mean?
Just give us a sec, boys.
Yeah, you're right, man. Do you think? But they are the most consistent team in the league right now. 100%. Was it top 3? Third, first, third.
They're literally top of the standings, which are really grand.
But that goes to show how consistent this team is, man. That Atlanta FaZe internet is prime. No, I'm joking. This team's good, man. They're good, and they can knock out any team below them and give a fight to the teams above them. So, in my opinion,
that's the thing. They're the one team that the teams below them, they will fucking smoke.
In my opinion, though,
the teams on their level and above them, they will go close.
In my opinion, though, they are severely lacking in respawn. They are severely lacking.
Yeah.
And they are trying to still rely on their search and destroys, which isn't working for them. So to me, this is just an A-tier team.
because their control's really inconsistent as well. Like we've seen some controls where they absolutely 3-0 smoke show people.
Yeah.
Like in the one weekend, I think they 3-0'd Rocker in a control, absolutely smoked, and then the next day they get absolutely blown out of the water by Seattle's control.
Yeah. That smoke, that fuck, when Seattle smoked them, I literally thought Seattle was on their way to top 4.
I went and fucking made a coffee and I came back and it was all fucking 3 rounds were done.
Yeah.
Anyway.
DoorDash challenge, hey?
Yeah. Would
But
have been fucking too quick for the DoorDash.
let's-
They would have been able to fucking make a coffee still.
let's be real, man. If this team starts to find their footing and respawn, though, it's gonna make these teams above them real nervous, though.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm good with AT. You good with that Reaper?
Yeah, I think they're a solid A-tier team at this current stage. I don't think that they've been on the performing level as a team. It's up and down. They've showed good consistency that they can play as a team, but
Personal league still, so.
I just don't think that right now with like you said recency shit. Yeah, they're not S tier at the moment. They've dropped from an S tier team down to an A tier team.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. Because of how the S tier teams are.
Oh, their leagues about above.
I wouldn't say leagues. I wouldn't say leagues. There's definitely
There's a
potential.
gap. There's a gap.
There's a big gap at the moment.
Decent sized gap between the top two teams.
I think
But
so
you
too,
can
but
see that whole inside with just how big of a smoke show the Optic phase game was.
yeah, I agree. But when FaZe versus Optic or FaZe versus Thieves, man, I still go, man, it's fucking FaZe.
But yeah, you always will. They always can turn up on the day.
Yeah,
FaZe is that type of team though.
yeah, 100%. All right, let's move on to probably the biggest upset of the week or the major.
No.
Paris Legion. Okay, jeez, all right, jeez, fuck,
They
sorry.
don't deserve to be anywhere
Don't
near
shoot
that
me, man.
fucking BT.
So,
The Vegas Legion.
the Vegas. Did I say Paris again?
Yep.
Can I get a Paris counter, though? Seriously. I think honestly though, I think in my opinion they're above Rocker still.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. I think they had a rough stage. They did lose to Rocker, but I think they were checked mentally after that first loss. Man, I honestly think this was their best opportunity to make top 8.
Did they lose?
Oh, my bad, Florida. My bad. Yeah, they lost to Florida, which is obviously a lower team than Rocker, but
yeah, it's even worse.
I just had a fucking bit. But Rocker, Florida are great showing up and knocking out the team that everyone wants to win. They're great at that. That's their job, I swear.
That is a very fair point.
Yeah, you see your team going up against Florida in the fucking in the losers finals, losers round 1. You're like, oh shit, here we go.
Hear me out. Guess who play each other in the online qualifiers?
Vegas versus Rocker.
Rocker.
Good, because
Yes.
I almost said Paris again. So thank you for that.
I'm
Alright.
hoping by
That's
the
the big
time
gap.
these boys verse, if they are not on the same points, I will be disappointed.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be really good.
That's
It would be
18
very hard for Vegas to be on the same points with the teams that they've got to verse first.
Yes, but it's Vegas.
Very hard for them. They've got Optic to verse straight off the rip.
I
I
know.
think they've got Toronto after that. Then they're
New York after that.
so New York after that, which they absolutely got bodied.
Yeah.
Rocker has one of the easiest majors, and I know Vegas has one of the hardest majors.
Nah, look, no. I think
Yeah.
I think Rocket can go 3-2 with theirs.
I can see him winning the first 2 games off the get-go.
That's what I'm saying. I think they can go 3-2 losses.
Legion, and then they verse Thieves
I personally,
and
well,
Ultra.
I think you guys can understand. I've always been saying I want Legion to make the top 8, like the top 8.
I think
I've
the
always
community
been
wants
saying
that. I think the community wants that.
Mm.
But at this current stage, I would put them behind Rocker.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
I'd put him behind Rocker.
I guess I'm
would put 'em
outvoted
behind
here. I didn't
Rocker.
expect that, but I guess I'm outvoted here. I do think they're a better team than Rocker, and I do think if we see a bad major out of Boston, we could see both these teams making it, but it just depends on what Boston's doing and how the team looks now.
And that's another major reason why I would not put Boston in the big tier.
I'd still say Boston are a league above Rocker and Legion personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
But they're not on the league of a New York or an Ultra. So I think they're on the cusps of being a BT team, but they're at the top end of C. Anyway, we can get to it at the end.
Yeah, anyway, I think Rocker above Legion. I think they're both teams are on the down low. Like they're not anywhere near where they should be skill wise.
Yep.
But I do think Rocker currently are in a better position than what Legion are.
All right, I'm down to leave it to that. All right, let's go Seattle Surge.
No,
Let's go Seattle Surge.
Let's go with LA Thieves.
Nah, man, we know what we're gonna say about LA Thieves. Let's go with Seattle Surge.
Seattle are the ones that I didn't.
Yes,
know where
exactly.
the
This
fuck
is going to
were.
be yes, yeah. So, in my opinion, this is where they belong. Okay, personally, I think they're right here.
Oh, no.
I would probably put them above New York just because. Well, actually, it's so hard because they're fucking online qualifiers. They did fucking phenomenal, and then they hit land, and then I mean, they should have beat Rock. All the way taken was fucking a Semtex.
Fred booked a flight on.
Semtex.
Bro, Fred booked a flight on Thursday, bro.
Oh.
Do we think this team has an opportunity to be S or A tier?
Yeah, they've got the ceiling too for sure.
We need to see the accuracy go off.
They've also got the ability to be fucking bottom of D tier.
They got a huge floor as well, eh? Nah, you know what? No. Dude, Pred will keep him in C tier. That's the thing. That's why this team should be so good. Yeah. He just, dude, I don't know. Pred might be done, bro, this year. He might be done. After that flight, the whole LeBron comment earlier in the year, and after this absolutely chalked major, Pred might be done for this year.
The only way he stays on this team, I think, is if they get rid of...
The whole fucking team except for fucking Sib and Pred.
Yeah, and they're like, here's a fucking $1 million briefcase, go and buy whoever the fuck you want to join this team.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only way he stays. There is a higher possibility of him being on fucking Las Vegas Legion next year, I reckon.
I think there's a high possibility of being on FaZe. I think FaZe is the main runner in my head right now.
So, here's a bit of an insight for you guys. Simp on his stream, they actually asked him the question. So, is there a possibility that you might move to a flex position? He was actually playing with the AR a little bit on his stream. But he said, I don't want to play flex. I don't like the position of playing as a flex. So he doesn't want to play as an AR, he said. He doesn't want to play as the flex or AR position.
Yeah,
that pushes him back down to... They're not going to break the Tiny Terrors up. So you're going to still have a Beezy and Simp. You're going to have Celium. And then you're going to have a different player for your AR if they're not happy with
chance
Slasher.
of Sid being on FaZe than Pred.
That's what I'm saying.
In my opinion, Simple play whatever fucking position he is given with Pred's jumping on the team.
4'2". If Crowded stands over him, he would be a little bitch.
Bro, I'm sorry, but Simp and Pred stock, it's like this at the moment. Pred is way higher stock than Simp right now.
Guaranteed, but I don't think that team will change their way they play because they want to get Pred in there. I don't think that the team was pretty much based before Cell came into it. It was pretty much based around the Tiny Terrors.
I would not be surprised if he either ends up on, depending how Boston do our champs. I could see Boston building a team around him, holding solid. You got Denz as an Aussie as a GM, and Boston have quite a few financial backers.
This is a good shout. That's actually a solid shout. I can see him going there too.
They would have the money behind him, and let's be honest, Pred would look good in green, and I'm not meaning optic green.
I mean, it would look good in optic green too. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I think Optic will end top 2, whether they get first or second at champs. I think that's how they'll go. And I think Thieves will be the other top 2 teams. So I don't think either of those 2 teams will make a change. Which would leave FaZe, but if that would then also mean that Simp doesn't want to go to a flex, I think FaZe will end up being the 2 Tiny Terrors, Celium and Sib as the FaZe team next year, depending on where they get at champs. I think anything top 3 and underneath, they'll make a change and will try to probably get Sib. I think he'll either stay on Seattle, build a team around himself, like the Seattle will just give him free reign, or another team comes calling, and my favorite for another team to come calling would be Breach.
Just my thing is, man, Sib and Pred are a duo. They are a duo. In my opinion, they're a package deal, man. The only team I can see him going on, apart from Optic, if your simp thing is real and phases out of the question, is Breach. You're right. You got to fucking. That's a good point, man. Just scrap the team, bro. Scrap it. Maybe Kremp. Maybe keep Kremp. Simp. Oh yeah, fucking. I think Pred is more versatile.
I still think the best player to fit with Pred currently in the CDL or as a sub is Vivid, because that gives Pred absolute free roam over the map.
And you love Vivid, eh? You speak so highly of Vivid.
His style just suits Preds. Like, you then don't have two roamers. You've got one, him or Kismet.
No, he scrapped that. I'll give you Kiz, right? I just don't think Vivid is up to Kiz or even Hixie at this moment in time.
I'd say Vivid's on the same level as Hixie.
I'd say Hixie has a higher ceiling, bro.
Speaking of which, my second alternative would have been Ultra. I think if CleanX doesn't end up performing by the end of the year, Ultra might look at making a change. Keep Scrap, keep Hixie, pick up Pred, and then maybe even look at Sib then as well. And you have Pred, Sib, Hixie, and Scrap as your Ultra team.
My issue with that team. I have an issue with that team. It's a disgusting team, but who's going to lead it?
Well, if you listen to Ultra's listens in, and if you listen to Seattle's listen-ins, the two main people in Seattle's listens-ins are actually Sib and Pred talking, and the main one in Ultra is Hixie and Scrap.
I disagree with you. I think Insight has a big voice in that Ultra team, and I think you underrate how big of accuracy's comms are, especially.
Accuracy's biggest comms are more like in between S&D rounds. 100% agree on that.
I would say he's even good in the hard point rounds, man. I think he's the real brains of the team, if you really want to be honest, man. There's a reason he's still in that fucking team, man.
The reason they call him the Iceman.
He's a big search player. He's a big search player.
He's a massive search player, but he's very knowledgeable and very intelligent in the game.
Yeah.
In saying that, is that not what a coach is also for?
Oh, I
coach-
think he would be.
I agree.
He would be a great coach.
I would love to see Lamar as coach. If they go to Pred and be like, yeah, here's a bag. If Seattle go to Pred and be like, here's a bag, build a team around you. For me, if the team I would want to see for Pred is Pred and Sib to stay on Seattle. If it's Seattle, if it's another team that comes calling, if it's whoever buys LAG or whoever buys London, if they come calling to him and they're like, here's back, whatever team he ends up on. Because as I've said, I don't really support teams. I more support players because especially in esports, there's not a lot of big Aussie teams. So you more get to, you follow the Aussie players rather than teams themselves. Whoever picks him up, wherever he goes, if they give him a chance, I would love to see him and Sid to stay on a team because I think they work off each other really, really well. I would love to see Lamar as the coach because that is level-headedness as well as everything behind the scenes game-wise. They pick up maybe a bit of an in-game leader for that AR, but can also slay someone like an Arcides.
What about Arcides?
Yeah, he's probably a little bit past it, but someone like him.
You reckon Arcides passed it?
A little bit.
You don't think Arcides with a decent opportunity can perform again?
I don't think he'll hit his peak again, no.
Okay. I disagree with you entirely, bro. I think you're underrating Arcides.
I disagree with you as well. I think he's just chalked from the game. I think he's got a team that he thought would work.
When do you guys
and I
think
think
he
he's just... Oh... I think it was hitting peak at Huntsman.
No,
I'd say
Cold
Black
War.
Ops 4.
Cold War's peak Arcides, bro.
No, Black Ops 4. Cold War is a fair shout, but that's, I think, wholly solely because of the players around him allowed him to get the stats that he was. But I think his best year, singularly performance, not singularly performance, but like sole performance-wise, like his own self, I think it was Black Ops 4 on the E United.
That's actually...
It's a shout, but I still think Cold War was such a dominant year for them.
That's actually a great shout. To be fair, I think Cookie.
Yeah, I agree with Cookie, right? But at the end of the day, Cold War was such a dominant year for all four of those players, all of them performing all fucking year, man.
Yeah, but that's also because of the entire team as well. Like,
yeah, but you could say the same thing about that United team.
I was just about to say that, but I think there was a lot of times where they wouldn't have got anywhere near as far as they did in their tournaments if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, alright, but at the same time, E United had Arsenal's all fucking year, and they were dog shit until Simper came into that team.
If we're still talking about Seattle's position, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, man. Seattle will be shit in the fucking bed right now, bro.
It's
I
hard
don't-
because they're on.
Oh, wait.
don't-
Are you talking about their tier list
The
position?
tier list wise, I don't like it.
Cookie.
I personally
I'd put
like-
them above New York.
No, I'm going the other way, bro.
Well,
I think
yeah, go on.
I personally like. I'll show you the way I would have done it at the end. We'll go through the LA Thieves. We'll leave them there at the moment, but I'll show you the way I'll do it. You can move it back, but
Let me see
I
something. Who did these
disagree.
guys?
I disagree with that a little
Where you
bit.
putting them? Where you putting them, Reap?
So I would put 2 teams out of that B tier into C tier.
Seattle and Boston.
I would put them exactly how they are. Those two like that into C tier.
I disagree with you, man. I got to hold in
Yeah.
solid that. They got.
I do not like the
I-
way
I-
that they're traveling.
I'm with you on the Boston, but you cannot put
Bro,
fucking Seattle in
no,
the C tier.
You can't tell me that 2 players carrying a team shows how good a fucking team is.
Yeah, but we've seen performances from Accuracy and Mac this major that showed
When?
glimpses of
What glimpses?
4 and 1 split. That's a 4 and 1 split, man.
Easy way to.
How many times
So,
have
right
they
now-
been? How many times have they been consistently showing that they have that ability to hit that top tier?
Last
No,
major,
shout-
last
no,
major,
no,
not land.
What is the difference
take
between
Pred-
Ultra
take
with Scrappy and?
Hold up, let
Kleenex?
Reaper finish. Let Reaper finish. Let Reaper finish.
Take Pred and Sib out completely. All right. How many times has Mac shown that he is a high contender? How many times? I can count it on one fucking hand.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Accuracy the same. Look, I think that he is brilliant-minded in the game,
Hmm.
but as if you're putting him into a tier list of ARs, or,
Stage 4, he was high up.
or even like a flex,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's
Main.
even worse. I think he's a below mid-tier team in the ranks.
But if we're talking
Below
about this is the major 4 tier list, man. We're talking about major 4.
No, no,
Accuracy turn up, bro.
Accuracy
Accuracy turned
dropped
up.
1.1 the entire stage.
But we're saying we when we did this tier list, we were saying from like how do we see them from from start to now? We're going back. Like
Yeah, so you
if
get a
you're
bit of recency
saying that,
bias.
if you're saying that, fucking New York should be an A tier team.
No,
Right
they
now.
shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
Right
man.
now.
Yeah, we look at the run
Ultra-
though. Look at their
Ultra-
major
Ultra
split.
should be a lot further down because they got knocked out a lot earlier. Like
No,
if we're
but that's
doing
just
it- if we're doing it
exclusively
just
land.
if we're just doing it after a major 4, this
No, this takes into consideration though the online stage as well as major, and then what
I
we think going
personally-
into stage 5.
I can't say that Seattle at this current stage of the entire fucking CDL, I see them if they don't start fucking picking up their game, they can potentially drop and drop and drop, and they will be in that danger zone for dropping out of the top 8.
Dude, I love how you drop the danger zone. I love how you drop the
So
danger zone.
the teams they beat, so they're scheduled for major 4, the online. They lost the Thieves 3-1. All bar I think one map was pretty much a smoke fest if I'm not mistaken on that one. Yeah, they lost round 11 in the search, but the whole point was smoke fest. They game 5'd Ultra. They game 4'd Florida. They 3-0 Smokefest, FaZe, and Gorillas.
Yeah, okay. FaZe for me, I said they were an ST team. They've not been as consistent at all. They've been dropping their consistency. You guys were saying, Benny was saying as well that Slasher was fucking sick that whole week, so they just weren't performing during the fucking.
No, well, I
Online?
disagree with that completely because
I do
Slash
too.
hadn't
I
played well
personally-
in
I personally
stage 3,
think-
major 3, stage 4. He wasn't sick for the
I
entirety of that.
personally think that FaZe has been dropping a lot, and the only reason why I would still put FaZe in as an A tier, I could have even dropped them further, but the only reason why I would put FaZe as an A team is if we're going through the whole fucking tournament so far, they're consistently an A tier team. They have their peaks,
I'll
they drop. They
disagree
have
on
their
that.
peaks, they have their drops. For me, I don't see the same consistency as those other two teams as Seattle. I think they're just dropping, and I think after this major, the way they've gone out, I think the team's fucking chalked. I think they don't want to. If a player is willing
really
to,
quickly,
if a
the
player is
average
willing to,
placing of Seattle at LAN is higher than the average placing of New York at LAN.
okay. What I'm trying to say is, if a player is that keen to jump on the next fucking plane out of the fucking country because the team performed that bad, and he's just over fucking COD at the moment, I don't see them as a fucking mid B tier team.
Not a low BT team, but right now,
I would put them low BT at the most.
What's
and I
the-
would put Boston at high C at least, because I don't think that's in my opinion that's how I would put it.
Boston's a hard one because they have just done the change, so we don't know what they're going to come out with.
So they did a change because they didn't think it was going to work, if it wasn't working, so they did a change. Now they're clutching at straws again to see if they can do another change to see if this other change is going to work.
Okay, Boston got top 12. They lost to the team we've got at top B and then the team we've got at S. New York, who did get top 6, beat a team that is in D tier and then a team that's in C tier.
Sorry, who are we talking about?
That's New York. So that's the two teams in B, right?
Yeah.
But then Boston, they lost to the Ultra, who is top B above New York. I wouldn't say it was a smoke fest. Like 3-1, yeah, okay. But the maps weren't exactly blowing up maps. I think, well, bar the search, I think the search was a little bit of a blowout. I think it was like 6-1, 6-2. But then they lost to Optic, and fucking Optic on that one. Let's be real. I honestly, as you guys said, I think they did jump the gun with the roster change. They versed two of the highest skill ceiling teams in this fucking game. Let's be honest. Ultra and Optic have two of the highest fucking skill ceilings.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I saw them as a top 14. I think now they're literally scrambling to get a team sorted to have contentions, because otherwise they're going to drop out of the top 8. I don't see them as a comfortable top 8 team.
all right, Reaper's convinced me, bro. Boston's gone to the C tier. He wins.
I don't see them as a comfortable BT
Hey,
team.
I love seeing Reaper get fiery. I love seeing him get fiery, bro. This body's fiery, bro. Damn, Reed, tell him.
It's low. So like Boston, like Legion, any of them that are low in their tier are never comfortable because that's why they're low tier.
I'm just telling you guys right now, if I could put these teams on the line, I would put them on the line. There's no argument that these teams are on the line, right? They could drop.
But they're not comfortably, like, I wouldn't have said that, oh, Boston are comfortably a BT team. They're not.
So for me,
they're very good at contending
this
to be BT.
is kind of the way I'll see it. So we know where Thieves are going to go. We all know that. Top of it.
Yeah, put Thieves top of it. We don't have to even go to it. Let's throw them up there, bro.
You know, we're going to talk about the Thieves, man. We're going to talk about Thieves. You keep talking. You keep talking. I'm waiting. I'm holding my breath in.
For me, Thieves beats everyone. That's why they're the top. For me, Optic beats everybody below them. That's why they're second. They don't beat Thieves, though. Obviously, we know that just from the most recent one. FaZe can beat everybody below them there on a good day.
Teams below them can beat.
Yes, exactly. That is true. Yes, for me, then Ultra has a higher possibility of beating these guys below them currently than losing to them, right? For me, though, I would say for me it's a 60-40 of Surge beating New York, though. Is how I see it. I think there's a higher chance of Surge beats New York than they lose to New York.
I think that matchup is a 50-50 fucking battle. It will go one of the two ways. It depends on who turns.
VAs definitely play a part in it, but I think just in a straight
turns up on the day, because both of them can are very gun heavy. So it very literally depends on rotations and who turns up on the day.
The big thing for me is the superstars of Surge, which is Sib and Pred, I think have the higher possibility of taking over in that game than what Hydra and Skies do.
You got Hydra, Skies. If you give fucking what's it called, Kismet a little bit more free roaming, he takes the fucking trump card. You got to remember, Kismet is a fucking gun. That's why they call him the Bulldog. He's got that grunt into him.
I agree. Last time these guys matched up, though,
Did you
Pred
not-
absolutely smoked them both.
Yeah, but did you not see him in fucking hotel in fucking kitchen? That guy is that fucking hard to get off.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
fucking
the
rotation.
easiest way is just to, not play a hotel search against them. Or if you do, just go B, the other point in your bedroom. Is it B or
Bro,
A? I
A.
forget.
To be fair as well, since they've changed his rolling a little bit, you don't see him doing the plays that he used to on fucking like
Which
Fortress Search.
I really
Fortress Search. I
don't
fucking
like.
miss that. I fucking miss seeing him what he
Yes.
did on Fortress Search. He used to fucking dolphin dive out of fucking windows.
Yeah, I think
I
I
love
think
that
New York have made a big mistake in changing the way Kiz has played.
So in saying that, if you go match up team person by person, if you it literally is a 50-50. In my opinion, it's a 50-50.
You're gonna giving a lot of credit to Mac there, but yes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
you got
But
the
you're like,
matchup between Mac.
yeah, go
No,
on.
You got the matchup between.
Pred over Hydra. We'd agree on that, Rip.
Oh man, I think that's more
where-
split than you give him
that's where
credit.
It's more split.
Yeah, I think that's. I think you
it's
give that.
split.
Yeah, I'm with
I
that.
think that if who else is on
I'd give it to Pred because I'd say Pred would have him in both searches and the
He's-
control, but I think Hydra would have him in the hard points.
no, so to be
It's 50-50.
the first two is 50-50. You got Sib and Skies 50-50.
See, I don't think that one's a 50-50. I will say Pred Hydra 50-50, fair.
You
I
say
think
Skies?
Sib's higher than over Skies.
Bro, you've been saying from fucking for a while that Skies just
I'm with
is
it.
the best player.
I'm
in
with it.
fucking
I'm with it.
Quarterfinals.
I said
So
in
So you're saying you're with. You're saying, wait. Wait, you're contradicting yourself a little bit here, bro. You're contradicting yourself a little bit here. So you're saying now that it's 50-50
Ooh.
between Pred and Hydra, but now you're saying that Sib is better than
I said I'd give
Sib is
Pred.
better than
Give Pred the
Skies,
two
but in
searches
saying
and the
that,
control.
but in
Yeah,
saying
let
that,
Quick
you're
talk.
saying that, but in saying that, you're saying that Skies is the one that holds the whole fucking is the best player in that team.
Oh.
So how are you contradicting yourself by saying that
Let me
they're two of
explain.
the
Yeah,
same
let
players?
Quick. Talk. Go to talk.
Let me explain. Okay, so in the Pred Hydra
Put the
matchup,
ice on. Put the ice on, bro.
Hydra
He's
matchup,
fired up.
yes.
He's fired up.
50-50 to the point where it's not a straight 50-50. As a 60-40, but close enough to a 50-50. I give Pred the two searches and the control. Would you agree with that? But then I'd give Hydra the hard points. Pred's hard points haven't been great this year, where his searches and controls have been absolutely fucking phenomenal.
I would give it to him. You're right. I'll give that. Actually, you know what? I'm with you on that, Cookie. I'll give you that. Yep.
That's why I say 60-40, because 3 maps to 2, that's about a 60-40 split. With Sib and Skies, their gun skill arguably are about the same. They both have fucking incredible gunny. The one thing I give Sib over Skies is that he does play more as a team. Skies is one of the most fucking selfish players in this league, and I also said, if you remember correctly,
He did say.
I
He
said
said this.
he is the best player in New York, in my opinion. But he's also the one costing New York wholly and solely because of how selfish the fuck is playing. He's doing an awakening of Vanguard where he's just kill whoring.
I get that, but we were saying if we did a matchup on player to player from team to team, how they would go. I'm just saying. So if you had Pred versus Hydra on a 1-on-1, they're going to win 5. Pred's going to win 5 out of the fucking 10 fucking
I mean 6 out of 10. I
free
said that.
for all?
6 out of 10.
I'm just talking about pure skill, bro. Pure skill wise, he wins. I'm not talking about fucking map wise and he's better at this map and he's better on that map.
Modes because
I'm
that's how
saying-
it's played.
I'm
in
saying
modes,
pure
straight
skill,
on
pure
modes.
skill wise as players, they're a 50-50 breakup. 50%. If you broke 50% up of Seattle and 50% up of fucking NYSL, great fucking team.
All right.
But
So
I'm
Cookie,
saying-
Cookie. You don't think?
Logic, because it's a team game. Although it's 50-50 in the matchup, Seattle plays more as a team than what New York does.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
but pure gunny though. Pure gunny.
pure gunny, it's 50-50, 100%.
Okay. Because I can see both your points. I can see both your points.
What props Seattle up over me is that they do know how to play as a team more than what New York does. And I said this with New York is that the teams that they beat are the ones that they can just pure out gunny. Seattle's not one of those teams that they can just pure out gunny, because Seattle can work as a team on top of that.
All right, here's my point. No, I'm cutting you all off. Fuck you all. I'm cutting you all off. All right, go shoot one more. Go shoot one more.
But in saying that, I agree that they probably do have a better team level, but they also can fail as a team a lot bigger as well. They can they can fucking but we all can agree that fucking Seattle out of this whole fucking team at the moment have the biggest flaw. They crash and fucking burn.
Fortress when Mac has a cruise.
You can start naming you can start naming a lot more fucking maps as well, bro.
Yeah, I see that. I see what you did there, but I'm just gonna cut you both off.
If you know what
No, Cookie, this is me cutting you off. See, I'm making the cutting off motion, okay?
Minimized on my screen, I can't see nothing.
This...
You're still minimized. I've got
Damn it. You got the thing big.
Yeah,
alright, so, in my opinion, right, I'm gonna cut through you both. You both got some great points, some great debates, alright? But Seattle is over-reliant on those superstar players, where New York, while I think it's a selfish team, has more superstars than Seattle in this tier list, especially probably why they're over the top. Because in my opinion, Kismet is the X factor of their team. Where I'm talking, I would say Priester is the only letdown, which I fucking hate saying because I love Priester, right? I'd say he's the only letdown of that team, right? But I still think Priester is better than Accuracy.
Accuracy, stage 4 accuracy though?
Overall.
Overall accuracy versus Priester. I think Priester's a better.
Accuracy, I'd say, is better than Priester. But
right now, yeah. But this might be the fire that gives New York that spark to keep going, moving forward, man. Maybe we'll see stage 1 Priester in stage 5.
They've peaked for the rest of the year.
I agree with you. I think they peaked, but that does not make them a top 6 team. That doesn't make them not a top 6 team, and that doesn't make them a better team than Seattle this second.
It'll make them a top 8 team when they get top 8 at Major 5.
Well, that's a future conversation, you know what I mean? Make sure we write these notes. Everyone should be drowsy on this podcast, writing these notes down so we can be schooling each other in the future.
Maybe they're lucky with their draws for the rest of the...
But for right now, I think this tier list is literally perfect. But we have one more team to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. These guys don't want to talk about them. These guys don't want to talk about them. But
I'll happily talk about it.
Let's talk about the 4 best players in the CDL right now.
Okay, that's incorrect.
Let's talk about the 4 best.
I'll give you the 4 best players right now. Okay, so we've got
Octane,
Celium, Pred.
Oh wait, all right, yeah, no, my bad. Yeah, no, that's right. I forgot KD is literally the only stat that matters.
Slayer rating, we got Pred, Hydra, Scrap, and Abizi. Actually, wait up.
These guys are avoiding the topic. Can we talk about the LA Thieves though?
To be fair, at this current stage, yes, Ben, you're right. They're probably the best team in the game.
Best team, I say best. There's no fucking way now.
They're best team in the game.
Yep.
I think that they're starting to hit form at this current stage, and I feel it like.
I think I said to Reap on the day that they're still making mistakes and they haven't even hit their ceiling, and they're looking like they're better than every other team in the league, like by a step. On Optic, by a step, by every other team, a margin, man.
Yeah, look, I think, at this current stage, and this is only because they haven't hit their ceiling yet. I think that they beat Optic 6 out of the 10 times at this moment.
Yeah.
But I think
that's probably a bit more than that.
I think that they beat fucking FaZe at the moment like 8 out of the 10 times, and I think that they beat fucking Ultra 9 out of the 10 times, and then like that tier team,
the rest
and
of
then
the
everything else 0. Like they can beat them every time.
Yeah.
I personally think that they're very strong, and it's going to be very hard for even Optic. I know I'm an Optic fanboy, but I feel like it's going to be very hard for anyone in this league to knock them off where they are at.
I would love.
I would 100% agree on that. I think the only teams like as an out of 10, I think the B tier teams maybe 1 out of 10, and that's wholly so if their entire team is popping off and Thieves have a rough day.
Wait, but let's be real though. Florida loses round 1. That's like a 50-50 split, bro. That's a 50-50 split.
That's true. Fucking, you don't want to be versing Florida round 1.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So if you don't want to get top 12.
Yeah.
Place in the bottom 12. Then you don't have to verse Florida straight off the get-go because you know they're going to be one of the other bottom 4 fucking teams.
That's what Vegas shouldn't have tried to make that 8, but they shouldn't have tried to make the top when it is. Anyway, they're looking so on form right now. Every mode they are looking good at. I would say they're like still lacking in the search, but they're looking leagues above 2 majors ago. They're looking leagues
Yeah,
above
look,
the time they verse
I,
face.
look, I don't think a lot of enough people give Shane big enough credit. I think he's done a world of good for this team,
Yeah.
especially in
Cheating
the
fuck.
search. What?
Cheating fuck. Sitting behind
Yeah.
optic.
Look, I don't. I'm an Optic fan. I don't think it's that bad. Even
I
Scuffy
was
said it. It doesn't
holy
think it's
totally
that bad.
shit staring on that
Yeah.
one.
But in saying that, I don't think that any a lot of people give Shane enough credit. I think that he's helped that S&D team. Like I think it was that he came in Vanguard. I'm pretty sure halfway through the season. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Beginning of the season, I think.
I think it was halfway through the season of Vanguard. I'm pretty sure because they were struggling
We'll
in
find
with
out.
their S&D.
It
believe.
was Major 3, I believe, all that after that Pro-Am he came in.
I think they were struggling with their S&D. As soon as he came on the board, I think they've been growing as an S&D team. And I think that they still haven't hit their ceiling as an S&D team.
I don't think they've hit
but
their
I
ceiling in
think-
any mode, to be apart from maybe Control.
Okay, so May 26th last year.
Just before Major 3, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
I just think this team is excellent, man. All these players are superstars in my opinion, man. I've been saying it all year, even when they were underperforming.
I think that you have the best AR in the game at the moment.
Yeah, right now I do.
Straight out.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the I'll say one top 3 SMG player and one top 5 SMG player. So both in the top 5.
I would not
but
put
one's
Kenny
in the
top
top
5.
3.
I'd
And
say
one's
he
in the top
is a
3.
monster right now, bro. No one ever gives that man.
No, but bro, I'm the other way around. I would say Kenny's probably a top 3 SMG player in my books.
For this, for Major 4, yeah, I agree with you.
Envoy's probably in the top 5.
In my opinion,
my
I would
book.
switch that. I think Envoy is top 3 SMG right now. I wouldn't, as Cookie said, I wouldn't put him top 5, but Kenny always performs when he needs to.
And
man.
I think Draza is probably top 3 in his role in the flex.
In the flex, yeah, easily. He's such a good player, man. What a pickup, man. What a pickup, man. I bet you teams in Modern Warfare are kicking themselves they didn't pick him up earlier.
We said this in between Modern Warfare
we've
and
been
Cold
saying
War,
this.
didn't we, Benny? We said this guy needs to be on the like when they released the 100 team of the LA Thieves squad for Cold War. We were like, why the fuck is Drowser not on this team?
No, we said no.
Sub, I think,
Cookie. We said why the fuck is TJ on this, and then we said why the fuck is Draza
we
not on this?
definitely said first off, why is Draza not on this team? And then we had to do a double take to see that fucking TJ was on the fucking team and Temp.
And Temp. Well, Temp's. I'll give my flower. I think Temp's a good player, but
I think Temp's a solid.
I don't think he was quality of what LA Thieves should have been looking at.
I don't think he's better than Draza in the Modern Warfare season. I don't think he's better than Draza in the Vanguard season. So maybe Cold War.
I don't think he's better than fucking Draza, even though they're different positions. But
yeah.
I don't think he's even in that same category.
Conversation.
In this COD now.
Well, he's a flex.
So
Temp's a flex.
Joined after
Major
stage 3.
Yes, I know.
In between stage 3 and 4 last year.
Yeah. But you've seen such a growth from them, man. And we knew this was a team of workers, man. We knew that they were going to be sticking together all year. I think this team. I think
didn't go out for drinks after winning a major to grind 8.
That sign is my fucking lie. I want that as a wallpaper, bro.
Do you know what he actually came out in the Maven Marvin podcast?
If you guys haven't seen that, yeah, the Merc and Maven podcast. If you guys haven't seen that,
4 times, you know that.
If you guys haven't seen that podcast, man, you need to go watch it. It's an incredible. Draza's story is actually incredible.
I haven't watched that episode. Yeah, I gotta watch it.
But I actually give him a bit of credit because he gave big props to Illy as a teammate. Not a teammate, but someone he looked up to in the
Chow scene, yeah.
Yeah, in the Chow scene, because
Illy was a fucking grinder.
Yeah.
He showed that if you want to be the best, you've got to play like the best, and that's why he started grinding his ass off day in day out. I think he did 8 search.
Yeah, search. Yeah.
And then he started just grinding, and he just gave massive credit to Illy because that's what Illy did. And that's why he wanted to beat Illy, because he saw him starting to flourish in the pro league, and he was like, if I want to get there, I've got to do what he was doing and sort of started grinding. If I'm correct in saying that, Ben,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Yeah, I think he had some good opportunities land in front of him that he took, and there's a big risk taking that opportunities as well. I think the main thing to take out of it was the fact that he's like, he's like pretty much saying, I'm in 8s every night, so I see who's grinding and who isn't grinding, and I know I'm better than everybody else because I'm grinding the hardest. And I respected that attitude out of him, man. I respect that. I respect that. Work hard, get the rewards.
Man's already got a missus that he plays fucking ranked with.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need
Eights
to go
and
out
shit.
and drink and all that shit. He's
Fuck,
already
it
got
was
that
just
at
say,
home sort of thing.
I don't fucking drink. I'm a
one
fucking
other thing
champion, bro.
I'm gonna say one other thing about Draza, and we all can agree he's probably one of the biggest shit talkers in COD at the moment.
Well earned. Well earned.
Personalities.
Yeah, but in saying that, the way he presented himself in that podcast and the way he was talking, fucking big props, man.
Yeah.
You know, Nate-Shot's been on that fucking...
The PR, you got the PR team behind us.
He's got that PR person.
Yeah, bro, like, he actually... No, but this was like... The answers that he gave for the questions, it kind of came from him. You could see it actually was coming from him. Or
Genuine.
Wasn't like,
it was genuine conversation.
it wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
But he fucking talked really well, and he was. It's kind of surprised me because I thought when they said about fucking Ghosty, when they brought up Ghosty and him and the beef that they were having, bro, I thought he was gonna shit talk the fuck out of the guy, but he didn't. He didn't though. He was like, oh yeah, it's a bit of banter sort of thing. Like he wasn't actually.
Giles is very good at having, although like as you say, Reap, like shit talking that character's kind of side to him. I think he's still very good at showing respect to the ones that have earned his respect. And Ghost is one that you can't really deny has respect from 99% of people because he's come from collegiate into challenges into CDL. He's the first person to come from collegiate to jump into CDL. And a lot of people have gained respect for him in that way. And I think he still shows respect when necessary and to the people that deserves it. I think the people that he generally doesn't show respect to, in my opinion anyway, generally don't deserve it either. Yeah. There's a lot of the people that he just absolutely doesn't have respect for. Like prime example, Slasher. I don't have any respect for him because of the way he goes back on everything and the way he carries on. Like I think we've basically branded him the biggest whinger in fucking CDL currently because he basically is.
Yeah.
And anybody that's like that doesn't deserve respect.
But in saying that, if you're just going through like what you said, attributes to the person, you got to have a bit of fucking respect for Slasher.
Yeah. I think it's more of a beef thing.
Slasher,
yeah. I'm just saying, if you're going on attributes to the player, you've got to have a bit of respect for the.
But let's be really honest with ourselves, though, Reap. Draza has the equal amount of championships as Slasher has.
Oh, now, like, I guess so.
Same amount of rings.
Yeah, I guess from last year. But what pissed me off? Like, I used to like Slasher. I'm starting to on the downcline of Slasher. It the way he's, like you said, it's the way he's been going about it this year. I think that Draza can talk shit, but he also has the authority to talk shit when they're the best team in the game at the moment.
Yeah, you can back it up.
Talk shit to any fucking team, and they're backing up. Like if they were like what Slasher was doing, talking shit, but they haven't won jack shit. You can't fucking do that. I know they've won one, but I'm just saying, like if you're talking,
it's the most recent one, so it's valid.
Yeah.
Like Slashers was Black Ops 3, I think, or something.
Black Ops 3, correct? Yeah.
Oh, what a
if you're winning consistently and you're actually starting on the on the growth up and you're playing out of your mind, talk shit to anyone. It's just back it up.
Yeah, back it up. Yeah. 100%.
The biggest thing for me with Slasher to kind of bring it all together for me is he whinges, which if it's valid whinging, I don't really care too much. Like snaking, I agree with that 100%. I fucking despise that shit, but not using it as an excuse and then getting on a team that is renowned for it and then be like, nah, it's all good.
Bro, Selim literally brought snaking back from Infinite Warfare onwards.
Oh yeah, fucking oath. And just quickly, just in saying that as well, the beef that Ghosty and Draza have, I fucking love it because they're both teams that can back it up as well.
Yeah.
And I think that the bounty game that they had before this one, and Ghosty was like free cash, free cash. That's because he could say that because they were above Thieves at that stage. They were playing a lot better than Thieves at that stage. Now I give full credit on fucking Draza giving shit to Ghosty now and saying, "Oh, free cash, thanks for the free cash," because they are above Optic at the moment. They can talk shit to them.
You know what they call that? Bragging rights.
Exactly, they've got fucking bragging rights by now, so you can talk
Optic
shit
had
all
it
you
in
like.
the bounty match, and now the LA Thieves boys have it from the major. Then the next time
It's funny because they got 10k and Draz got 200. Fuck, I'll be taking the 200 any day of the week.
I just want to touch on one thing about the Thieves, though. I don't want to just keep sucking on their cocks, even though you guys have been sucking on their cock more than me. So, S&D, man,
I'm not on my knees currently. Thank you very much.
they need to work on their S&D. Look, they've been good on El Asilo and Embassy. We haven't seen them play Hotel in a while. That scares me a little bit.
Or Mikado for a bit either, to be fair.
Yeah. But they're maps that
Mikado's been from fucking Major 2. Search and Destroy. Bro,
yeah,
they fucking struggle on that.
Their bread and butter is that El Asilo and Embassy, though. They picked that up really quickly. They have a.
I think it comes down to just being able to those maps really played like Envoy's advantage, where he can make the plays around. He can do his routes, but then also Kenny can just go ham straight through the middle and blow them all up.
As of recent, they've been great at the map. Only recently they've started to flourish. I think that they'll talk about one more fucking major ago. I reckon they would have been a mid-tier team on that map. But as of recent, they've been scrimming it, they've been practicing it, they've got their routes set. So
I just think I think it's very important that the Thieves work on another map for their search. Maybe they chow Optic on Fortress, or maybe they start working on that Hotel.
I think they gotta fucking get better at fucking Mikado, bro.
I think
that's one of their biggest struggles is Mikado S&D.
I think that's every team's biggest struggle, man. That map sucks for S&D, bro.
No, there's a few teams on that fucking map that...
Dude, this strat is, right? Run forward, throw nade, get into room.
No,
that's literally the strat for that map.
But now the spawning system has pushed you a little bit more over to the B side. So by running down that lane and throwing the nade, maybe you might get a hit on it.
Yes, but if you get the nade, right? If you land the nade, you have a higher chance of making it to that house before the other team does.
This is not talking about pro level.
Defense spawns as well.
Recently of playing Mikado S&D, I actually get to the house before the fucking attacking team gets to the house, and I'm on defense. And I can get there before them now.
I'll have to take your word for it, Rape. I will have to take your word for it.
It's changing a little bit the way it's going. So I think...
When did we play last time, Rape? That was the last time I played. That was with you. What was that? That was the night...
that was after they changed the... What's it called?
Yeah. It was the night prior to the... I think it was either the Sunday or Monday before Anzac Day. Because we've done the big night of playing and figuring out the maps for the... No, it was before. Because after the Anzac Day, I uninstalled it.
It was 2 days before.
Yeah. When we discussed all the maps for the Anzac Day games.
Yeah.
We jumped on, we played a Mikado search, and that game I went fucking ballistic because I was able to get into the house, and by the time I was hitting
top floor.
By the time I was hitting the house, the nades were hitting the bush.
It's changed.
So I think it's a lot more defense orientated now, and I think you'll see a lot more teams not necessarily favor the other side at 10, but we'll give it more of a go anyway.
That was just my thing. I think Thieves need to work on a couple more maps for S&D, 1 or 2.
Mikado search just needs to go in general. Give us fucking Expo search or something. I don't know how bad it is.
Apparently it's not that great. It's not as playable.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the pod there. I think. Are you guys good with this tier list?
100.
Yeah, it's a good tier list. It's a good tier list right here. We made the absolute A-tier tier list here, bro.
I know. Cookie isn't happy about the Boston.
No. That one I can deal with. I can deal with that because
bro, you know what?
It's just said Surge New York. I can't get behind that. But
New York.
Each to their own. No,
They're
I'm
both,
outnumbered.
they're,
I'm
they're
outnumbered.
both at that same level where they can be
Can we, like,
just on that
put
line.
them
So
on top of each other?
I wish if I could, I would, because they're pretty interchangeable. You're right.
just flip them. Just flip them.
Oh.
Make Cook you happy.
All right, done. No, if that's a.
Make Cook you
I
happy.
was outnumbered.
No, that's it. It's done. The tier list is officially finalized.
I'm happy with that.
We've been gone for 2 hours in here, boys. Let's wrap this shit up, okay? No, we're done. We're done.
I'll reveal my pick'ems next week.
Yeah,
to
we'll
all
see
of you.
see your pick'ems next week, bro.
I better do my pick'ems then.
Yeah, I better do mine too. All right. Final thoughts, boys.
Mid-master, how about that?
Ultra to win Major 5. Calling it now. I don't want FaZe to win, and the other two teams will be fucking too generic to pick. So Ultra to win Major 5. Fuck it. Actually, you know what? Nah, screw it. Boston to win Major 5. Calling it
Hey,
now.
you know what? Fucking London Royal Ravens to win Major 5.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
put money on it.
go.
I'll put money on it. Where's my sports bet?
Nah,
bet 365.
if we're fucking being honest, it's gonna be a run back of fucking Thieves and Optic. Major 5.
No. Optic are going to choke, and then another team are going to make
Nah.
grand finals.
Nah. I think Optic will get Major 5. Then they're going up top 8 in the fucking in the champs.
Where are we? Call of Duty. Can I bet on? It's Major 5 qualities.
What about you, Benny? Hot take of the week.
Hot take. I don't know, man. Minnesota go 5-0.
That's a fucking hot take.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Hell.
Why not? Fuck it.
If Minnesota can go 5-0, Seattle can go
Okay,
5-0.
they're gonna
with
beat
who's ever.
Optics 3-0.
Seems to start top 12.
All right, boys. We're done. This is done. I love you, boys. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the IGL podcast. The best way to spend your Tuesday night. I apologize that we didn't get to do the best segment of the night, which is Danger Zone. That's my favorite. I love that. Love it so much. We've coined it. Reaper
We
coined
did,
that
it, we
one.
did it last week, to be fair. There's not much more we can add to it with no games being played.
True,
I
this is
mentioned.
true.
I
Yeah, you slipped it in there. Oh, yeah, just quickly though, last thing. What flavor you rocking? What is that? Cherry pomegranate. Big
That's
flavor.
horrible.
I got Lush
I've got-
Ice. It's watermelon.
I've got grape as well.
Okay, fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Max.
Don't smoke disposable vapes, and I love you guys. Peace.
Ciao.